friends. Welcome back to the podcast. Woo! This is episode 2 of It's All for Something, and I'm Michelle, and I'm just really glad that you're here and joining me today. If you've ever felt overlooked, stuck, unsure of what's next, today's episode is for you because we're going to be looking at a powerful promise from the book of Jeremiah. And maybe you've heard of it before, maybe you haven't, but today I want to help you hear it in a fresh way, as a personal word spoken straight to your heart and your life. So let's read the verse together to start off with. So I'm going to, like I said, this is my first time I'm doing it. I am a little nervous. I've got some notes, so I'm sorry for any awkwardness on that, but it is what it is. I'll get better over time, hopefully. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. This is out of Jeremiah 29, verse 11. Now, this was originally spoken to people who were in exile. They were far from home. They were discouraged. They were uncertain. Maybe that's you right now. Maybe not. Maybe you're not physically in exile, but emotionally, spiritually, you feel like your life is in limbo. But God says, I see you and I have a plan. And the verse doesn't promise an easy life, but it does promise that your life has direction, meaning, and hope. And I want you to think about this. God, the God of the universe, who made everything, has plans for you. Not random ideas, not accidental outcomes, but actual plans. In Ephesians, it actually says that before the foundations of the earth, that He planned good works for us to do. It's really amazing. And we might get into more of the, creation and all that kind of stuff later. But today I just want you to know that you are not random. You are not forgotten. And even if it feels like God is being silent, He is moving. He is working. He is orchestrating things in ways that you can't even imagine. So I went through some kind of tough times. And in fact, one of the reasons I want to talk about this today, it's a now thing. And this is a little bit interesting, but this jar, it's got some little cotton rounds in it. And this provoked a great deal of emotion in me. And let me tell you what happened. In 2021, my husband met an older woman from America who was living in a nation in Africa. And he prayed for her and she was healed in a miraculous way. And that they kind of chit-chatted a little while afterward, and they went their separate ways because she lived in Africa and he was coming home after some outreaches there. And she reached out to him about a week later, and so this is late spring of 2021. And she proceeds to tell him that it's time for her to retire. She's in her 80s and she's looking for someone to be able to take over and lead the ministry that she's built over the last 25 years into the future. And, initially we didn't realize she was kind of connecting us with that. But we did catch on to that. And we really spent about a year and a half meeting with people. She had a trustee board around the world in different nations that had been helping her over the years. And at the end of 2022, it was like fall of 2022, we gave everything away and moved to a nation in Africa, thinking we would probably never live in America again, and didn't really know even when we would be back for a visit. So knew that I would not be back in the United States for that Christmas of 2022. Was kind of hoping to be able to come home for Christmas of 2023. So when you move to another nation, and especially one that doesn't have a lot of the things that we do here in America, you take those things that are most important to you. And so I had bought from like Costco or Sam's large quantities of these little cotton pads, because I use them for a lot of different things, including art, because I'm an artist. And so it's a really long story, but the transition of leadership really wasn't able to happen, and we came back to the United States to try to kind of work out that process, and we were in limbo, I would say, not really knowing which way things were going to go until like February of 2024. And then we knew that door was totally closed. But we'd had several other really kind of tragic things happen in life in various ways. And so we had a lot going on. And so we moved back to Texas, where our family's from. Felt like we would be, reconnecting with family, pouring into them, because we've been really on the go around the world for quite a few years. And a little bit unexpected, totally different story, but thought we were both going to be home, but my husband was gone pretty much constantly from January of 2024. And we're in the May of 2025 right now, and he's been all over the world. I think we're gonna finally get a couple of months of him home here this summer. But anyway, I went in and I saw this, and these like 4 or 5 cotton pads are the last of the supplies that I took to Africa with me. And other things that I took have run out before. But this one just hit me, like this is really like the last of it. So we thought we knew what the plan was. And I think we really did genuinely follow the Lord to move there. We can't control other people, their choices, their actions. And, in the end, that leadership handover didn't happen. So we're figuring out our way forward in what the Lord has got for us going forward. But this just provoked this huge grieving when I realized this was the last of the stuff that I'd taken to Africa. And of course brought it back since it's here in the United States with me. But, through all of this, knowing that there's this promise, that it's not a cliche, but that it's an anchor, that God has a plan. And I don't like to say that he's in control. He is sovereign, but he has given us free will. And free will means he doesn't control. But he does have a plan, and he is able, better than like if you've got a GPS in your car and you're driving along and you miss a turn and it reroutes you, he can reroute you better than even that machine can, because he knows everything about you, everything about everyone, everything that's coming, everything that's been. And so just the peace that can come from knowing that I don't see the fullness of everything, but that he is good, that he's got a plan, and that plan is coming from someone who loves me, who loves my husband, who loves this world. So I want to just ask you, where do you feel stuck right now? Where do you feel like you need a recalculating of your directions? Is there a place in your life that you've been asking God, do you even see me? Is there really a plan? So take Jeremiah 29:11 as your answer today, because you're not forgotten. He's not done. He's working even when it feels like you've wasted a lot of time and a lot of energy. And the waiting and the redirecting, this isn't the end of the story. It's really setting you up for something more. So I want to just encourage you to spend some quiet time and just get a journal, get your phone. I like pen and paper myself, but just sit with the Lord and let Him refresh you with the truth that He has a plan for you, even if you can't see it or know it right now. And I just want to pray a little prayer for you. So Lord, I thank you for every person that is listening to this, and I just pray that you would bless them, that you would just fill them with your peace and enable them to know that there's a plan and a purpose coming for them. So if this encouraged you today, would you share it with a friend and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming? Visit itsallforsomething.com to connect or grab a piece of our merch that helps carry this message into everyday life. Remember, you're seen, you're loved, and yes, it really is all for something. Thank you for listening.